Okay, fellas, so we've spoken to you guys I think like 3 times already for this album cycle, so we'll start off with a bit of some lighter stuff.
Yeah.
I was looking through your Facebook, I think it was maybe even 3 years ago, a few Inbetweeners tweets, so we'll start off with which character do you think you guys most resemble from the show?
Fuck. I mean, well, neither of them are that cool, are they, really? But then again, I think that's indicative of us as well. I don't think we're that.
Which one is Simon, the one with the gelled up fringe?
Gelled up fringe.
Yeah, I'd say I'd probably be gelled up fringe Simon.
Yeah, gelled up fringe Simon. I think I'm a mixture of Will and probably Neil, because I'm amazing at dancing, but I'm also no good at talking to human beings. So yeah, I'll probably be Will. I was definitely the briefcase wanker at school, that's for sure. I was briefcase.
Have you seen the second movie yet? Or?
Yeah.
I haven't yet. I've heard great things about it though. So
I suppose from travelling Australia so much, do you see some funny stereotypes from the film?
Yeah, there's a few. I think, yeah, it was quite funny. Especially the bit at the beginning when like his boss is like telling Jay off in the club. I thought that was quite funny. I've definitely seen that a few times. But yeah, I thought it was quite nice actually seeing Australia in a film, a British film, like sort of, as you said, the stereotypes and typical sort of like joke sort of stuff that goes on. Because
the Commonwealth are coming together, that's why.
Commonwealth, mate.
Sticking together, you know, as we do.
There's so many good UK shows like Fresh Meat and Bad Education. What other shows do you watch back home?
I watch stuff like Black is the New Orange. No, sorry, Orange is the New Black. God, that's how tired I am. Orange is the New Black. There was this thing that I was watching. What's that thing? Michael McConaughey, True Detective. Yeah, it's decent. Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I was watching. I kind of stopped watching TV programs because I found like I was getting sucked away. My life was just being eaten up, and if I started one, I'd religiously have to watch it until I'm done with it, and I found that terrible news. But the last thing I watched all the way through was House of Cards with Kevin Spacey, and I thought that was pretty fucking awesome. Excuse my French.
I like watching. We've got a thing over in England called 4OD. So it's our channel 4, but then online they have all like these different things. There's always like funny documentaries on like dogs and like stuff like that. There's one I was watching today, The Secret Lives of Dogs, and it's like they set up all these cameras and you see what dogs do when their owners aren't there. It's just genius and the stuff they got to.
Awesome. How's the Superbowl pitch coming along?
Well, at the moment, NFL haven't come back to us yet, but I don't know if they liked our fact that we just rinsed their hand egg. Yeah. So obviously it's not really a football, it's a hand egg. Well, it's a football, you use your foot in the ball.
That was sort of like something that our manager and we've got this guy called Jeremy Summers at our label in America, and they're both like, our manager and him are both sort of similar in the sense they always take the piss out of things, and when that opportunity came up they were like, yo, should we do this? I was like, let's do it. So
they know our humour as well, and I think that's why they're like, we should do this, and we're like, yes, definitely should do this, it's right up our street. So
yeah, it's funny.
I think like the Australians and the English get the joke, but I think a few American outlets might have thought it was
they don't get sarcasm at all in the slightest.
Definitely like, some people was like, oh, so you're playing Super Bowl? I was like, you do not get it.
And a lot of people were like, how do you have that money? We're like, we don't, we're just taking the piss.
I saw that on comments everywhere, like, how's this band have $2 million just floating around?
Wish we had $2 million.
I wish we had $2 million just floating about. I wouldn't use it for the Super Bowl.
No.
That's for sure.
Did both of you just go to Biffy last night? Or?
Yeah, we all went to Biffy Clyro last night. Great band, good friends of ours as well, and it's just nice to see him play in a venue like Palais Theatre, you know, because for us they headline festivals at home, and to see him in a venue like that, which was pretty amazing.
We were like third row, weren't we?
You did well. I saw you rock up, and I thought you had done well last minute to score pretty much front row seat.
Yeah, I watched half the show from the front, then half the show from the back of the balcony area, and it was nice to see the two different sides, because I don't normally get to watch a gig that close anymore, but then it was nice to go up the back and like hear the full sound of the room as well.
I think that's why I didn't leave, because I was like, there's probably not going to be another gig with a band that I generally love watching that I'm going to be third row in. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
You know, just to see friends in a band from home, you know, who've been in a band for a long, long time, doing well and having success now is great to see, and that's all you can ask for really in music these days, is seeing your friends succeed.
Was it weird to see such a huge band back home sort of, you know, play such a, was it 2,500 cap venue sort of thing with everyone standing in seats pretty much?
Yeah, that's kind of the thing that we get a lot from our mates in US bands. Like, for example, obviously we're on the road at the moment tonight Alive, but they literally just saw us play Reading and Leeds third from top on the main stage. And when we played Brisbane the first night, the first thing that Matty and some of the guys were saying to him was like, it's so weird seeing you last week in England play to that many people, and then tonight we're in a 1,000-cap venue, whatever it was, 2,000-cap venue in Brisbane, and it's kind of like an interesting thing. Obviously Biffy's a bit more exaggerated because, you know, they are headliners at festivals over there, and yeah, it was definitely strange, but I think it's a testament to the quality of a band if they look completely at home headlining a festival and playing a venue. Like, if you're a good band, you don't need all the showmanship, you don't need the lights and the screens and that sort of stuff. If you're a decent band, you can rock up and play your shit, which they can.
And playing their music, really,
yeah,
isn't it? And they've written great songs, you know. So I think they captured the audience last night by doing so.
So you're playing like 5,000 to 10,000 cap venues, UK sort of thing. Is it hard to sort of jump back to 1,000, 1,500 Australia?
I think it's refreshing having the venue change from playing to like lots of people, as you're saying, to playing to smaller people. Like we said in the last question with Biffy, you know, I think it's a real testament to a band that if you can do that, then that's what really music's all about. You can't just start having this ego kind of mind of being like, well, we play these size venues here and we want to do it there as well. It's about building yourself up to that, and you've got to go through the tests and the ranks, and this is our 6th or 7th time now, and these are some of the biggest shows we're playing here, and that's what we're working for in the future, to go up in venue sizes and deserve to be playing those rooms.
Well, yeah, we just got back from Southeast Asia, and we've never been there before, so like, and one of my favourite shows we've done this year was in Singapore. It was only like 600-700 people, but it was, to be in that part of the world and have that amount of people come watch us and go crazy on our first time was mental. And it's the same here, like, you know, playing to 2,000 people in Sydney is just sort of like, for us, it's, we're on the other side of the world and that many people are bothered about coming out and seeing our band play, so
it's very humbling, I would say, as well.
Sick.
Do you think we'll see you back here on this album cycle, or do you reckon you've been here twice already this year?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, I'm almost certain we won't be, but that's the beauty of Soundwave. You never really know those guys. I mean, they might turn around to us in 6 months' time, be like, yo, do you want to come out and do another tour or whatever? But
so you haven't been tapped on the shoulder?
Right now, there's nothing from the cards. I think we're kind of just sorting out what's going on for us for the rest of this album cycle right now, and it's taking us up to next year when we're doing this arena tour with All Time Low, and after that, I think the schedule's kind of free. I think there's definitely talks of potentially getting back into the studio and writing again.
Yes.
So I think we're just excited to see what's going to happen for the next 8 to 9 months, because there's going to be stuff potentially us getting back into a room writing new songs again, but then also we're going to be playing some of the biggest shows we've ever played before as a band.
Yep. I remember seeing you, I think it was 2010, with the audition. I think it was Kids in Glass Houses as well.
Yeah.
But you guys have matured so much from then. Even looking back, has it been natural, or was it something you had to work at?
I think for the most part it's been a pretty organic process, not only as songwriters and as a band, but as people. I think, you know, the time that you're referring to, like 19, 20 years of age, and it's sort of like, you know, when you're that sort of age, you get excited and caught up in other stuff, and I think now we're very focused on really sort of pushing this band to its limits, and me and Max are very much in the belief that we haven't yet even produced our best record, and we want to keep striving until we make that and then some. So I think yeah, it's been a pretty natural thing. I think we've never really had, it's been strange, we've been on major labels, but we've never really had the attention of a label that would have somebody come in and mould us to do something else. We've always been signed to these major labels, but they never wanted to do anything with a rock band, so they left us to our own devices and literally just put out our records and made music videos, and that was it. So everything that's kind of happened, especially over the last 5 or 6 years, has definitely been just down to us as a collective, and as, you know, trying to figure out what it is we want to do. So
I think we've grown up a lot as well, really. Like as you were saying, from when you saw us in 2010, I think the style of music we were playing then was, yeah, it was You Me at 6 at that point, but then I think a band should be allowed to progress and evolve and change, because you don't stay the same forever, you know. And I would say for us, all our music tastes have changed, not dramatically in the last 3 to 4 years, but we've definitely got a lot more open minds, and I think we look at how we write our songs now in a totally different way compared to then, and I think that makes us push harder and strive further to write and create better songs than we've done before, and really, as Josh said, push the boat and see where we can go with it. And I think Cavalier Youth opened up the door for that. There's definitely elements in that record that you can see us going down, but we just don't know which one is going to happen yet.
Is it harder now to play older material so far on from when it was created, I suppose?
If you want my honest opinion,
yes.
If that's just me just being very honest and
I have to basically put a knife to his throat to play anything I've taken for colours.
but that's really being honest though.
Yeah, but I think the thing is there's also an understanding and appreciation there from not only ourselves but the other three guys that sometimes in music you have to do things that isn't just about what you as a musician want to do. So yeah, we personally get more joy from playing our more recently written songs because they're more current to us, but at the same time there's also an acknowledgement that, you know, there are people that come to these shows that do want to hear some of those songs. So we sort of play those songs purely out of the respect of wanting to sort of appease that side of things.
We choose the old songs that we think goes well with the new songs.
Yeah,
so on this tour we're playing stuff like Kiss and Tell that we haven't played since 2012, and we're playing The Consequence for the first time in 2 or 3 years, but they're songs that work with our current sound and where we are as a band right now, and I think that's why it works, because
it wouldn't really make sense for us to play Gossip and Say It to the Bedroom and stuff like that. There's no, and the other thing is that I don't really know if it would come across as the same band, because again, I think if you look at all the great bands, even bands like Arctic Monkeys and Biffy Clyro, if Biffy Clyro played the first song from their first ever record, which is some proper like weird time signature stuff, that might work, but then there'll be other songs that wouldn't work, and I think, you know, there's no point.
It's always about balancing your set,
it's always about
energy
balancing
levels
that.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's also some songs, as Max said, that would sound completely out of place now. You know, if we played, I don't know, fucking The Truth Is a Terrible Thing or something like that, it would be weird.
I just don't think it works.
Yeah.
You know, I'd rather look at the set as a whole and be like, well, what songs from previous records that we've done with what we've got going on right now make most sense and work and flow fluently, than just putting a song in there for the sake of it, just not in a mean way, just to please some people. But that's not everybody. Just because somebody says to you on Twitter, oh, I want to hear this and I want to hear that.
And I suppose you scored a #1 album this time round. Does anything change from your end when you score a #1 album?
Not really.
I mean, I think our band, as I said before, we're more focused than ever about making another great record after that. And I think Carol Leith going to #1, all that really did for us, other than obviously the massive euphoric sort of high from that, of achieving that, all that's really done is validated all the hard work we've put in for the last 9 years. But just because that's happened now, that's sort of us really sort of putting our stamp on things and putting our mark on the music scene, if you want. But now this is when the real work really starts, because it's all well and good to have one #1 record, but you know, the greats have 2, 3, 4 multiple #1 records and you know, platinum selling records, and we're still a way off from that. And you know, we're the kind of band that, if it doesn't happen, fair enough, but I think we're the kind of band that would at least like to roll the dice and keep evolving and keep trying, you know.
Like Risk.
Great. Well, thanks for speaking to AMH TV today, guys.
No worries,
thank you.